Are you thinking about investing in Kansas City real estate? That could be a short-term rental like an Airbnb, a long-term rental, or maybe even you consider your own primary home an investment. Regardless of which path you're going down, there are some things that you must know before investing in Kansas City. Hi, I'm Rachel Kilmer, a local real estate agent here in the Kansas City Metro, also known as Rach the Realtor, all over the internet. I'm licensed in both Kansas and Missouri and love talking all things real estate. Let's dive in. The first thing you must know before investing in real estate in Kansas City is that Kansas City is popping off. Kansas City is having an absolute moment. Now, is it because of Taylor Swift? No. I talk about that in a different video, though, if you want to indulge me in talking about our favorite queen even more. What it's really about is that Kansas City is thriving. This city has really grown and developed over the last 10, 15, 20 years especially, and it is a great time to own real estate in Kansas City. Whether you're buying for an upcoming event and purchasing something that would be rented out during the event, or you just want to jump on the momentum train that is Kansas City, it is having a moment and homeowners are reaping the benefits. Another thing you must know before investing in real estate in Kansas City is how the taxes work. Taxes vary pretty dramatically by what county you live in, what side of the state line you live on, what city you live in, so on and so forth. I previously did another video about the cost of living in Kansas City and dive a little bit further in depth on taxes that I'm going to right now. But one of the things that a lot of people miss is that Kansas City, Missouri proper has an income tax that is regardless of where you live. If you work in Kansas City, you pay an income tax on top of all of your other taxes. So if you are a landlord looking to have someone live in your property long term, something you might want to make sure your tenants know about when they're budgeting to make sure that they can afford renting your property. Property taxes are a big deal in Kansas City as well. In 2023, Jackson County, which is probably the biggest county on the Missouri side, it's the county that houses Kansas City, Missouri, had a huge kerfluffle debacle over property taxes that's still kind of ongoing, but literally like thousands and thousands of people appealed their property taxes and got them lowered. So whatever you look online and you see for a property tax may or may not be accurate for what the taxes are on that property. So when you're investing in real estate and you're crunching numbers, even more so than you would if it was a primary residence, you really need to keep an eye on the property taxes and ask your real estate agent to check the records and make sure you're getting a really accurate number on what those taxes will be for the upcoming year. Something else you must know if you are investing in real estate in the Kansas City area is the local rules, regulations, zoning, so on and so forth. Again, this can change a lot just from street to street, neighborhood to neighborhood, but some things to watch out for. We have a lot of areas that are zoning to restrict short-term rentals. They're putting policies in place that make it harder to have a short-term rental, banishing them altogether, implementing higher tax thresholds on short-term rentals. We have a lot of people that are working hard to limit short-term rentals. Whether you think that's a good or a bad thing is up to you and kind of depends on which side of the fence you sit on. But if you are thinking about purchasing a short-term rental, definitely research the city that you're looking in, the county that you're looking in, and see if that's an area that is working to prevent short-term rentals from happening. It's no fact that when a house is sold to an investor that intends to use it for a short-term rental, it takes away from a home that a citizen could buy for their primary residence. And we have a huge inventory shortage in Kansas City. So that's a lot of the reasoning behind those restrictions. But if you're looking to invest, it's really important that you know if you're purchasing an area where those are happening. Another entity that is trying to restrict short-term rentals in a lot of cases is HOAs. Homeowner associations a lot of times try to restrict short-term rentals just because of the kind of nature of it is a revolving door. There's people in and out all the time, especially in condo buildings. So a lot of investors that I talk to think they want to purchase a condo downtown to use as a short-term rental, which is a great idea in theory. But I would say most of the HOAs actually prevent you from doing so. They'll allow long-term renters, but not short-term renters. So you need to know what the HOA restrictions are where you're purchasing, whether it's a condo or a single-family home. Another local restriction you need to be familiar with if you're looking to invest in Kansas City real estate is zoning laws regarding teardowns. A lot of areas are trying to keep the cost of living from increasing at the rate that it's increasing. I know one area that's really making a push to control the cost of homeownership is Prairie Village, but there's a lot of areas of Johnson County that are doing the same thing. So you need to keep an eye out on the zoning rules and regulations, read the minutes of the local city council and planning and zoning board meetings to know what's coming down the pipe, and find out what kind of the public sentiment is, and if there's anything already on the books regarding tear downs, remodels, things like that can really increase the value of homes, which can be good if you own it, but bad if you're someone in the market trying to purchase. So that's another restriction that is happening a lot in different parts of Kansas City that you really need to be aware of if you're looking to invest. Something else you must know if you're looking to invest in real estate in Kansas City is location. If you are not from Kansas City and looking to invest here, that's a good thought. A lot of people do that because the cost of owning a home here is so much less than a lot of the major cities in the country. But you need to know a few things about location. Number one, we don't have a lot of public transit. So this is not a city where you can purchase something on one side of the city that people will stay in because they have something to attend on the other side of the city without a rental car. They either have to have a rental car or they have to be really close to whatever amenity, event, convention it is that they are in town to attend. So it's really important you know about the lack of public transit. And you also need to know there will be a lot of driving. So if you're looking to invest in real estate in Kansas City, you need to know there's going to be a lot of cars at the house, probably, especially if it is more of a short-term rental. Usually brings a lot of different groups of people in. So you need to think about parking. Are cars allowed to park on the street overnight? How many cars can fit in the driveway? Cars and driving is a huge part of our daily life in Kansas City and people that are visiting as well. So something that you need to think about when you're picking a location of an investment property is it close to amenities? If not, is it easily accommodated by vehicle in terms of parking and interstate access as well? There are a lot of things that are quirky about purchasing a home in Kansas City in general. Click on back to one of my previous real estate videos where I talk about the 5 most weird or quirky things about purchasing a home in Kansas City, and those things apply to investment properties as well. But overall, purchasing an investment property in Kansas City is a great idea. It's a really approachable price point for the most part to buy an investment property, a really friendly market towards it. There's a lot of people needing rentals in Kansas City or short-term rentals if that's the path you're going down. So it's definitely something worth considering. I would love to help you. I am a local real estate agent here in Kansas City, licensed both in Missouri and Kansas. So would love to chat with you about investing in Kansas City. In the meantime, don't be afraid to check out all of the rest of my YouTube videos here where I talk about all things Kansas City. We'll see you next time. Bye.